I don't know if I'm just getting more cynical as the show's going on, but I'm sorry. Applejack and Rainbow Dash, fuck you. Like, seriously.
Oh Lordy. What was the name of this episode?
Non-compete
Did
clause.
you say it was called Fall Weather Friends 2018, 2K18?
Yeah, and it was nice when they had it at that point. But when you're in 2018, 8 or 7 seasons later, it does not work to have the same girl.
Tell Frankie I said, what is this Vince Russo booking? No, but like, okay, there's two things I appreciated about this episode. I'll go over those real quick, then we'll jump into the episode. Okay. I appreciated that everybody thought they were acting retarded and they brought it up. Mm-hmm. And that Twilight mentioned, you guys are past this, right? You guys are good. You guys are better. You guys are peachy. You're keen. You're awesome. You're A+. And they're like, yeah, for sure. Twat. And then, I like that they realized that, they should be past it. And I really appreciated at the end where Twilight steps in and goes full principal on them. And, she's basically like, I am disappointed. You guys suck. I'm taking over the field trip. And I was like, oh, Principal Twilight. Have I been a bad cult right now? Holy shit. No, it was good though. Like, I appreciated that. And, those are the two big things I really appreciate was that Twilight showed her showed an actual authoritative figure. Mm-hmm. And that everyone acknowledged how tarded they were. Oh, and I also appreciate the school kids coming back because
like that part was really good. But the fact is, I'm sorry, but literally the entire episode, I was literally screaming at the screen.
Literally,
like, you should be better than this.
I'm not gonna lie. This is the first time in a long time, which I guess isn't too long because Perfect Pair wasn't too long ago. But like, this is the first time in a long time that this show has elicited such a reaction from me, an annoyed reaction, maybe a negative reaction, not in that like mysterious Mr. Enter way where I need to go on like 5-hour long promos about how these characters are horrible people. But we'll get to that. The first half of the episode, I must admit, I liked. It starts off, which by the way, I watched the episode on Daily Motion and I accidentally watched the one without sound again. And I gotta say, it added to the episode. Honestly, it made it feel more personal, felt like an art project. And I don't know, it's I don't know, limited music can be cool. Anyway, starts off, Rainbow Dash is flying through the school, and she knocks over the Yana's paper. What's her name?
Yana.
Yeah, Yana.
So. Something like that.
Yeah,
let's just call her Yvonne.
She knocks over some papers, gets to the principal's office, and Daddy Twilight is like, "Okay, y'all, it's time for the Teacher of the Month award. Yay, boys!" And Applejack and Rainbow Dash are like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And then they're like, oh, it's Fluttershy again. And I'm just like, yes, because
it kind of reminds me that there's some pictures that have been kind of interesting to me, and one of them is one where Discord is sitting at an office desk, and in the corner of the picture there is a picture of Fluttershy where it said Employee of the Month with an infinity symbol underneath.
Oh my god, that's great.
I'm just like, that's so Discord too.
Would that make Discord literally be the teacher's pet?
Oh gosh.
Did you see that leaked footage of Spike, like,
yes,
flat out?
Spike is just like, Yeah, because you guys obviously don't go to Fluttershy's house just for the tea. I'm just like
It's like, yeah, he goes to her house for the V.
I'm just like it's just like
Yeah,
a wink
dude.
wink nudge nudge.
So so Twilight's like, okay, listen up, y'all. You guys are going to go on a field trip with the kids. And Rainbow Dash and Applejack. Here is what pisses me off about the second half of the episode, and what kind of pisses me off about the first half of the episode in retrospect. Rainbow Dash, it felt like to me, maybe this is a case of of them fumbling the writing a bit. It really felt like to me that for a bit, Applejack was kind of clear cut the good guy in a couple ways. And Rainbow Dash was more or less basically kind of the bad guy, or at least she was the more in the wrong party. Because
And then in the second part you have it kind of switched over, and then at the end they're both the bad guy.
Oh, no, I was going to say, as soon as it comes back from the commercial break where they start agreeing on everything, they're instantly both two halves of a whole idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Applejack gets lowered. And yeah, that's what pisses me off, because they showcased Rainbow Dash's recklessness more than Applejack's exercise being boring. Because Applejack's activities were still overall about teamwork, whereas Rainbow Dash was like, yeah, sure, there's a team, but the idea is winning the goal. So to me, I was getting the vibe that, okay, Rainbow Dash this is a sort of rehash of Fall with Her Friends, but in a way it's to show how far Applejack's come, but also kind of how far Rainbow Dash still has to go or something like that. But no, they just make Applejack a whole idiot in the second half. So, and I say all that because throughout the whole field trip, Rainbow Dash is undermining everything Applejack says and does. She breaks her shed, she gets them smashed with rocks, and Yonda almost straight up like drowns. And yeah, that's what I mean. There's some comedy bits throughout, but man, I was annoyed through the whole thing. Again,
Yeah.
not like taking it personally, but like I'm watching this and I'm like, these are characters I've been invested in, I've cared about, and hell, Rainbow Dash, despite my criticisms of her, held probably my at least top 5 for one of the best episodes of this series that she was the star of. So it's not like she can't produce good quality episodes with or without Applejack. And Applejack's had a more wobbly record. I think she's better as a support, but she's had her good leading roles. So there's no reason why these Fig Newtons should be botching up this episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's really not much else to talk about in the first half, because I mean, they build a shed. Applejack's kind of boring, sure, but they showcase Rainbow Dash being reckless more. Yonda's afraid of swimming, which I thought was, and the kids were adorbs, and I loved how they were learning the lessons despite these two being morons. So everything these kids does was nice.
Yeah, and it's the kind of thing where, like, even from the first episode, it seems like these new characters learn best from each other rather than the teachers, because it especially happened in this episode. You have the teachers being idiots, and these guys actually learning most of this shit on their own, and it worked.
Yeah, no, it did.
So, like, and I'm gonna say at the at the end of the episode, when Twilight's just like, or when the guys are just like, yeah, we learned that these guys are idiots and we need to follow our own gut to survive.
Yeah, it was, like I said, honestly, the kids and Twilight being being a bit of a badass were kind of the things that were saving the episode for me just a wee bit. So second half begins. They're agreeing on everything, and I'm going to put my annoying voice on, my more annoying voice, I should say, just to really emphasize this. there's a really clear way that these jokes can work, and it's clear to me that this joke should have died off in 5 minutes, because here's the thing, because it was literally at the half end of the episode, so there's like 12 minutes left of runtime, and all we're hearing is, "Hi, Rainbow Dash, what you want to do?" "I don't know, Applejack, what you want to do?" "Well, I want to do what you want to do. Let's do what you want to do," back and forth. And here's the thing. It was the same one-note joke. It never evolved past that. I mean, there's not a lot you could do with the joke, so they should have done it sparingly. They could have focused on the kids and their reactions to their teachers being, can I reiterate, a bunch of goddamn morons. So... that I thought was a waste of potential. They sacrificed content for comedy, which a lot of things do nowadays, like some of the Marvel movies, might I add. So like they get to the gap, and I love how the kids are straight up like, "Dude, let's just like fly over this gap."
And we've clearly demonstrated we can pick these guys up.
Yeah, and Rainbow Dash and Applejack is straight up like, "Nah, there's still daylight out. There's enough time for us to pad out the episode. I mean, teach you a lesson about friendship." I'm gonna sound so pretentious. If I would have wrote it, I'm not talking about characterizations or nothing like that. All I'm saying is I would have taken out parts of the jokes with the "let's do what you want to do" thing. I would have focused on the kids more, and I definitely would have had them maybe one of the kids snaps at them, and they're like, "You guys have ruined this at every turn," whatever. They fly everyone over the bridge, and then Applejack and Rainbow Dash, all sad and dejected, get a lecturing to from Twilight at the end, or at least shows the aftermath of their failure, and get some repercussions for Twilight, which would showcase their development more. I realize we're talking about a kids show here, but kids shows take these steps sometimes. And this show has taken this step a lot of the times, but it didn't do it this time, and I don't know why.
It's one of those episodes that you almost want to like it, but it's so hard to like it because there's so many missteps. Because really think about it. First of all, I want to say that, like, seriously, he's just sitting back there the entire time. He's like, "That's a load of particles." And
yeah.
He was that guy. And it's the sort of thing where, like, it just, I'm sorry that this episode kind of broke me in a way, because I'm just like, there's so many missed opportunities, so many areas where it could be improved.
Mishandling
so many times that this show has done better, and it's almost outright refusing to do better right now. With this episode,
it's a mishandling of talent, mismanagement of creative.
Absolutely, I agree.
Because these two have both done better, after Fall Weather Friends, and they'll probably do better after this episode. It's like I said, Rainbow Dash has had a 5-star episode. I mean, Applejack's had at least 4 stars out of 5. So, like, you know what it was? Do you know what it was? I feel like the original intention of this episode could have been very similar to when they did the zombie episode with Rainbow Dash. The idea probably could have been, okay, let's take this, unless they were out of ideas, which I don't think they are, but anyway, let's take this familiar premise and let's show how far they've come, or rather what they can still learn. At the very least, the Rainbow Dash zombie episode, I felt that it wasn't quite the same lesson that she learned in Mysterious Mare-Duel. It was similar, but it was different. Like how when Rarity acknowledged that Fluttershy has conquered her shyness a bunch of times. This, to me, though, it felt like it was going to be a deconstructive retread where they do the same episode, but they do things that poke holes in it. So then at the end of the episode, they can rebuild it. But no, it goes from a deconstructive reconstruction to just straight up being played straight, a it's I almost said gender flipped, but it's an idea flip. That's what it is. It's the second half is literally just all the fall weather friends, and it's so lackluster it ruins the first half, which I thought was pretty good because I thought it was going somewhere completely different. But that's
and then it just decided to shit all over itself.
that is one way to put it. So like,
hey Lois, diarrhea. So I mean, that was the episode.
This is not -5 stars, but it's a 3-star. This episode is I'm trying to think what we gave other episodes this season so far. Definitely the lowest so far. I'm gonna say that. Maybe I'll reevaluate it in the future, but the number I'm feeling right now is less than a 7. I'm feeling a 6.5.
Okay.
Because that second half tanked it so hard that I brought it down by like a number and a half that I thought I was going to give it halfway through.
Yeah. I give this. I'm going to give this a 6 because it was just. I think we may have hit the first official dud of this season, and
there's a couple every season,
and it's weird because this is similarly how I felt with Three's a Crowd almost. Like, it's not as bad as that episode because it wasn't just a bunch of wasted potential. It was more of like you're taking something that's been good before and you're just shitting all over it. And that's not okay.
I haven't gotten the overall fandom consensus about what everyone kind of thinks of the episode, but I think I heard some people say that they thought the parent map was kind of a dud. Some people were mixed about the Fluttershy episode, but this to me, from all the other episodes this season, even the Celestia episode, which was pretty good, if it wasn't lacking in a few times, this to me feels like a bit of an actual step backwards, wouldn't you say?
I would agree with that, absolutely.
So next week's episode, the ponies. Let's look at this. The ponies. The ponies go to Borderlands, and then that one song that everyone was jamming out to for a long time plays in the background. This ain't no place for no hero. This ain't no place for no better man. Here we go. The break up. Oh, this is when Applejack, I think, thinks his girlfriend's gonna break up with him.
Wait, what? Okay, the breakup breakdown. Let me see.
Chiada.
Let me look at the Wiss. Because apparently there might already be some episode leaks of it already.
Yeah, I see that right now too.
But I again, like with last season, we're keeping it at what it is the current week.
I mean, I'll probably just watch it like after we're done with this. So
okay,
just so I don't have to do it later.
Okay, it's Hearts and Hooves Day for Big Mac, and Big Mac has romantic plans for Sugar Belle.
It's May.
The day overhears a special pony tell Mrs. Cake she's planning on breaking up with him. Oh boy.
Whoo, we got some May sweeps going on right now. Am I right? Hashtag General Hospital. hashtag One Life to Live. All my children.
Is this show turning into a soap opera? What the hell?
Is this turning into a slice of life high school shonen anime? Is this turning into School Days? Is this turning into Card Captor Sakura? No, it's not.
Is this turning into Doki Doki Literature Club?
Is this?
I love how I say that, and you just shut down.
I remember every moment that video game put me through.
Really weird too.
I really wish I would have been recording for Let's Plays at the time, because oh my god, my reactions would have gotten me a couple hits.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's it from me, John.
And me
Skin 94.
I was gonna say Reptile Flesh.
There you go. Reptile Flesh of the 94.
Reptile Flesh 69.
And we'll talk to you guys later. Peace out, Dragon.
Adios.